Oh, why did I choose to do this in the morning? It's just the worst. Anyways, whether I'm a morning person or not has nothing to do with how to load databases into your Football Manager game. So let's talk about that. I'm Zealand for FMBase, and this is another edition of the How To series. Today, we're talking about databases. These can be a couple of different things. They can be transfer updates where the base database that gets an update transfer-wise, so basically a roster update, or you can add in different countries and that sort of thing on top of what you already have in the game or what Football Manager makes available. Add Kazakhstan, for example, if you're just really into Borat or whatever. There are also very fun spins on what you can do with databases. I know Matzo works on a fantastic, very deep Scottish tier. Digi works on a very deep US Pro Rel, and a million more that are out there that do a very good job of building an extra world in Football Manager you wouldn't have access to otherwise. And this is how you get access to all of those things and how you can mix them together to get a really fun gameplay experience. All right, now that I've retreated to my corner, the first thing we're going to need is for me to check my Discord messages. In order to load a database into the game, you obviously have to go get a database. So we're just going to go to FMBase and snag a good old database. There are a couple database options. There are obviously plenty of websites you can go to, and the process is not going to change. But this is the FMBase YouTube channel. You go into resources, then you drop down and go to editor data. All this sort of thing is going to be sorted under editor data, and all of your editor data is going to appear in the same place in the same way. So whether it is a transfer update, whether it is the USA 9-tier ProRel database, which are the two examples we're going to be using, whether you're loading in Kazakhstan, whether you're loading in every league in the Caribbean, it's all going to appear in the same place. And the transfer updates, was the only thing in here that's not going to be available in your editor data is the real name fix, but we've already gone over how to install that. You can check out the video here. What we're going to be using for this example, like I already mentioned, the US 9-tier ProRel database. It's done by Digi. We're also going to load in a transfer update. We're also going to load in a player update. I'm going to show you, so those are like one player's data, one extra player's data. I'm going to show you that all three of those different things are going to end up in the same place, and you're going to be able to add all of them at the same time. Get this stuff. Click. Click. Already downloaded it, but that's it. Download it into the editor data area if it's going to ask you where you want to download it to. And then the transfer update, click. One step easier, it's hosted on the website. You just click download. Now to get the player files, I'm actually going to, just for help's sake, go into Steam and show you how to get there. Obviously, I was just there confirming I knew how to do it myself. But you go to Football Manager 2020, Community Hub, Workshop, League and Data Updates. Huge section in the workshop. You've got your English 20 divisions. You've got, see, FMBase posting here too. You have Matz's full Scottish pyramid, and you've got a bunch of players. So let's grab one of these players and add them into, shall we? Shola Shuratire. He looks nice and young. Talking about young players in Football Manager just gets weird sometimes. All you have to do from the Steam store is subscribe, and it will go ahead and drop it right into the folder. But just in case it asks you where you need to download your stuff from an external site like FMBase sometimes, or if you have your download set up a certain way, it'll ask you where it's supposed to go. Oh, excuse me. Then you just zip on to Documents, Sports Interactive, Football Manager 2020, and Editor Data, and you're going to throw it in there. As you might have noticed, there was one file in there that actually needed to be unzipped. Easy process. I go over it in a couple of different videos, one of which I'm going to link here. I really haven't decided which one I'm going to link there. And if you've never used 7-zip before, part of that tutorial will walk you through how to unzip files, just in case that one database you wanted is zipped and you have no idea how to handle it. Now we go into Football Manager. The exciting part. While this loads, if you found it helpful so far, you end up finding it helpful, really appreciate it if you liked the video. And you can, of course, go ahead and subscribe. We do a lot of fun, different how-tos, guides, and walkthroughs, different scouting department videos, best free agents, best wonder kids, best hidden wonder kids, and all that sort of stuff. Ta-da! You open the game. The challenge is over. So once you've loaded in some database or editor, anything, when you click Start Career, you're going to see this, and it'll tell you to go straight to Advanced Setup. But this is where you have to go if you want to see your data things. So you can see very clearly we have our transfer data update. We have the US Pro Rel 9 tiers. We have the Shola Shore Tire player, that young player for Manchester United, all in here. It even shows you with these databases that load in extra leagues and such, where those leagues are being loaded into. It's a pretty good interface. Speaking of which, when you download something into the editor data folder, make sure you have the actual text, the FMF or XML doc file type in this editor data folder. So those files that I all extracted, you have to pull those files out of the folder, put them in the edited data folder so they can all be read at the same time. And you can see that's how I got those couple of extra add-ons as well. If you want to go back to looking at something that looks a little more normal, you can uncheck all of these and just hit confirm, or you can load everything in, which is what we're going to do, and hit confirm, and then you have to go to Advanced Setup. So I have the full database up in the top, which is 381,000. So we've added over 2,000 players to those databases, and you notice that we can load in to the pregame screen right here with multiple databases. So as long as the data, if you don't load two different databases for the same country, you know, I wanted two different United States databases, or I want two different English down to level 15 and then down to level 20 databases, those won't work together. But as long as they stay in different countries, the databases will all work together, the transfer update will work together, and you're going to end up with a super cool, extra detailed experience. And just so you know, this isn't a glitch. I actually have every player in the game loaded. That's every continent and everything checked. So that's why the number is so high. It will not be that high for you unless you do the same thing. Do not do the same thing. This is a supercomputer. If you want to buy and build a supercomputer, I can tell you how to do that, but that's a whole other ball of wax, so we're not going to deal with today. Once you're all set and ready to go, and you've added and removed all the leagues that you feel like removing, check out all those US leagues. My goodness. Then you just hit Start Game. It's time to play. As always, if you have any questions about this process, feel free to ask in the comments. Come into my Discord and ask. If I can ever figure out how to get a permanent link for the FMBase Discord, you can go in there, go to the questions section that's also in there. I have a questions section too. And then you can ask in there, and someone will help you out. I will help you out if it's in the YouTube comments, and I try and respond remarkably quickly. So if you have any issues with the editor data, anything that I missed, glazed over, didn't describe in enough detail to fit your particular situation, because when you're dealing with transfer updates, databases, individual players, it can be very individualistic, a lot of different individual errors that can pop up just based off what you're trying to do. But just be wary of the warnings that I've given you. Don't try and load two things in for the same country. Other than that, you should be okay. Transfer updates work on top of everything else. You can add in a bunch of different players from all of your different in-game tweaks on top of all these other databases, and life is good because we have Football Manager, and it's full of data updates. And because you're about to follow me on Twitch, because you just enjoyed hanging out with me, and I'm normally streaming Football Manager 4 days a week. Link down below. Goodbye. And hello. I'll see you in like 2 days.